Let us pray. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet Heavenly Dove, stay with us, Lord. Fill me with the power from above. Lord, I come this morning offering only the best that I have. Yes. And I pray that you will be with these words that I've penned on this paper and that it will touch someone's heart. I thank you for the warm reception that I received here at Oak Street. And I thank you for these people who have put their hands in yours and have decided to let the world know that you are a loving and a saving God. In Jesus' name. For a scripture this morning, I'm not quite sure I did this right, but either way, for a scripture this morning, we'll be reading Galatians 6:4-10. And it reads, each one should test his own actions, that he can take pride in himself without comparing himself to someone else. For each one should carry his own load. Anyone who receives instruction in the word must share all good things with his instructor. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. The one who sows to please his sinful nature from the nature will reap destruction. The one who sows to please the Spirit from the Spirit will reap eternal life. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Therefore, if we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of the dead. This morning, I would like to ask a question just as a matter of reflection. I've heard and I read all the wonderful things that the missionaries are doing, but I just want to ask you if your slip is showing. You heard that I'm from a large family. My parents, I had 6 sisters and 2 brothers, and we get along very well. Those of us who are left still enjoy each other's company, and sometimes everybody can't say that. But when my sisters and I get together, one of our favorite things to do is to reflect upon our childhood and the things we used to do. It's nothing to receive a phone call from one of the 6 who asked the question, remember when we did this, that, or the other? Or remember what we used to do? That's right. We always seem to find joy and laughter about the things of the past, or when we remember a lesson that our parents tried to teach us, or that we learned from our experience. We have a great time talking about the good old days. We often reflect upon our parents, our neighborhood, our school days, and our school days, and in the words of Barbara Streisand, the way we were. We talk about the things we had to do, whether they made sense or not, or whether we wanted to do them or not, or whether we had to sacrifice our time or not. But back in the day, there were lots of things that were just expected of us. In every aspect of our lives, there were expectations. Our parents expected us to do our chores, to go to school, to know how to act even if they weren't around. They taught us good manners and we were expected to use them. Our neighbors expected us to be polite and not to invade their spaces. If God forbid we happened to mess up and get out of line, we were expected to obey them as if they were our own parents. Of course, at school there were expectations. We had to respect our teachers as well as the other students. We had to do our homework and turn in our assignments on time. We were expected to get good grades, put our best foot forward, and to always do our best. In church, we had to sit with the family and to pay attention. We had participated in all activities and special events. We had to know our parts in plays and presentations. And we had better not stand in front of the congregation with a piece of paper. We had to know it. It was unheard of for a young person to enter a room of adults and not open their mouth. It was unheard of for an adult to include a child in their social activity. You had your place and they had theirs. Later, when we began working, we were expected to be on time, not to be late, to do a full day's work and to earn our pay. We showed up every Monday and every Friday, and we worked until the end of the day, even on payday. Remember when we started dating, the young men were expected to knock on the door, come in the house, sit down and carry on a decent conversation with our parents and meet their standards before we were allowed to leave the house. Young ladies were expected to carry themselves in a ladylike manner at all times. There were just certain standards that we were expected to meet, or certain things that people just did or did not do. We also had standards of dress and attire. A man was not considered dressed if his shoes weren't shined, if his pants were not creased, and if his shirt hadn't been ironed with the cuffs and collar properly starched.
That's right.
Ladies were expected to have their hair just right, the stockings straight with no run, and the hemline with just the right length. When we went to church, our hats were properly placed on our heads, and the shoes and bags just had to match. It was considered improper and almost immoral if a man's shirt tail slipped out of his pants, or if a lady's slip was to show. People used codes to tell you that your slip was showing, so as not to embarrass you, such as you're slipping or it's snowing down south. But as time went by, we started to relax the rules of society, dress, and responsibility. We started to make allowances for certain circumstances. We allowed our standards to slip, and pretty soon it has become obvious that our slips are showing. This morning, as a matter of individual reflection and encouragement, I want to ask one question. Is your slip showing? Or, as some may say, are you slipping? Only you can answer this question. Only you can decide. It's an individual decision. What, you may ask, does this have to do with missionaries? Let's think back to when we first became missionaries. We were so excited. We loved the work. We were anxious to do the work and willing to volunteer. When it was time to visit the sick, we were the first ones there. We loved to go to the hospitals and nursing homes and to do home visits. We enjoyed taking meals to homes of shut-ins, going to the pharmacy for reading to them. We loved to hold the crack babies to bring a little warmth to their lives. We sent cards and greetings and thought nothing of it. We were just glad to serve. When it was time to go to schools to volunteer in the cafeteria or to assist the teachers or to read to the young people, we were first in line. We enjoyed volunteering in the office, answering phones, or typing or photocopying. We loved the hugs the little ones gave us. They were so cute. We packed more bags for the food pantry than there were clients for. When it was time to stock the pantry, we were glad to lend a muscle, and we were more than glad to offer our truck or to transport the boxes or stock the shelves.
Come on.
Our soup kitchens had so many volunteers that we were tripping all over each other. Set up, clean up, no problem. We came early and we stayed late. Don't mention the clothes closet. We eagerly purged our closets every season to help refill the racks. Some of the clothes even had tags on them, but we were just glad to do it. When we had fundraisers, we raised more money each year than we did the year before. We stayed on our knees in prayer for others. After all, that's what missionaries do. We prayed for the sick and shut-in, the battered spouses, the protection of our servicemen. We prayed for the welfare of our spiritual leaders and for our political leaders. We prayed for the missionary president and officers. We took our missionary work seriously. We were excited and happy because we knew that it was all for the Lord. We enjoyed going to the missionary meetings. We volunteered. We gladly accepted nominations and appointments. We attended area meetings and conference meetings on every level. It was a joy. Our lives were enriched, and we were the best missionaries we could be. We were the first to offer new and innovative ideas, anything for the cause of missions. It was our passion. But wait, before long we started to let things slip. Let someone else go to the hospital. Now we have to put on masks and gowns. By the time we do all that, we're just out of the notion. We stopped going to the nursing homes because it's hard dealing with those old people. And let's face it, half of them don't even know we're there. Is your slip showing? I only go to the school once a week. I'm tired. Those children suffer from ADD, ADHD, LDD, and some of them are just plain BAD. I don't want to be bothered with other people's children. Are you slipping? Is your slip showing?
Come on.
Those people come to the clothes closet dressed better than I do. I don't want to judge, but did you see them drive that car to the food pantry? I catch the bus over here. Do they really need that food? Is your slip showing? These boxes and bags are heavy. Those women down there will work you to death. Why do they only do it when the young and restless is on? Is your slip showing? I'm not going to take my truck another time. All that heavy stuff will tear up my struts and shock me. You'd think they would offer you something for gas sometime. After all, it costs almost $4 a gallon. It costs me a fortune to haul all that food. Are you slipping? Those meetings are long and boring. I'm sick of the same old people doing the same old things. I'm sick of hearing about money, money, money. That's all they talk about. Is your slip showing? Can anyone else see it?
Come on.
I pray when I think about it, but I don't know if it's really doing any good. It doesn't seem as if anything is changing. Is your slip showing? Sometimes there are reasons for our slips to show, and sometimes we make excuses because they are showing. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is a rational ground or motive or a sufficient explanation of logical defense. An excuse is something we use to remove blame from or make an apology for. There are legitimate reasons that may cause us to slip. Our circumstances may change, our work days change, family situations, health problems, new responsibilities, and even new opportunities to serve can distract us from our purpose. We become discouraged, overworked, and underappreciated. Sometimes it's the menial task of everyday life that can take the most out of us and cause us to slip. And sometimes we begin to make excuses. I'm too old. It's too cold. I'm too young. It's not fun. I'm too fat. That's not where it's at. I'm too thin. Missionaries just aren't in. My head hurts. My back hurts. My stomach hurts. And that idea just won't work. We make excuse after excuse until our slip is not only showing, it's hanging. We say it's impossible, but God says all things are possible. We say I'm tired, but God says I will give you rest. We say I can do it, but God says I can do all things. We say I feel alone, but God says I'll never leave you nor forsake you. But in spite of it all, we must remain faithful to the cause of missions. We must stay in the race. We must continue to put love in action. There is a lot of work to be done. There is still needed to feed and clothe, nursing home residents to entertain, lonely to encourage, and prisons to visit. Do you know that the enemy wants to stop us? Not only stop us from receiving our blessings, but to hinder the lives of those that we are going to bless. How, you may ask, do you stop the downward slide? We are the first to know when we start to slip, but we don't always know that our slip is showing. We go about doing just enough to make us think we are still doing good, but we have slipped so far that we are almost in a skid. We can do what